actually,
we have a couple of things. Primarily, first, one of the things we want to know is what industry does the Plato consider themselves? Do they consider themselves in retail or thrift shop or consignment?
or boutique, or
yeah,
we're just not.
Well, we're Plato's is a significantly different than any other retail operation because all of our inventory comes from buying stuff from people, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go through a process of inventory management to identify, how much of what do we need and what's going to sell for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So we base what we do off of a model that is provided to us through our franchise.
Oh, okay, awesome. That's what we're doing our business plan on. Is similar, but a children's type Plato's, if you understand, with upscale, children's clothes, just like name brand clothes, similar, Ted Hardy, Nike, Oshkosh Bagosh, So that's why we thought you guys would be the perfect ones to talk to.
Yeah, we're happy to talk to you about it. I mean, whatever we can provide without giving away any,
Without,
So is this something you guys are actually looking at doing, or just doing
No, we're doing this just to make a mock business plan for our capstone. What you do is you create a business plan and you provide, your knowledge, and you put your knowledge into it and make it, hopefully successful.
Yeah.
And we have our
So is this a graduate level class?
Yes, sir. This is our last class before we graduate.
Senior level.
Yeah, this is the very last class for the business management.
Okay.
At Daytona State College.
Okay, and was it Misty? Was that her?
Yes.
Because I actually am looking for somebody to manage my stores.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you guys know of anybody or may be interested, but
No, you're fine.
Okay.
this is, we've got a unique setup because the retail side of it, we spend a lot of money on advertising. We're on MTV and we're on Glee and we're on we're on but Winmark provides a lot of the stuff for us.
Winmark does. Now, out of you guys' pocket, what would you say the percentage is of your advertising out of your revenues?
Well, they require us to put in at 5% of our gross.
5% of your gross.
Yeah, but we actually put in about 8.
About 8%. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys, MTV, you said, and Glee. Do you guys do like local
Local
Penny
radio?
Saver?
No.
No, none of that.
No.
No print ad. No print.
See, our
No print ad?
yeah,
Okay.
our demographic is teens and young adults.
Okay, my gosh.
All right,
You're
and they're not.
too many
They're
that
not.
are Craigslist
You're not going to go
or the
look at
Penny
Craigslist
Saver.
or Penny Saver for your clothes that you're going to wear to
True,
school.
true. Okay.
You know,
I got
your
you.
mom might do that, but
Right. That's about
know.
where it ends, huh?
so yeah, we're on radio and TV. Do a lot of social media.
Okay, like 103.3 and the Hog and all that.
Not the Hog.
No.
No, again, that demographic's more
So-
classic rock.
We
Okay.
do top 40.
Oh, okay. Top 40.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now, so when you say you all put in 8%, that mean this particular store or Plato's in general?
Everything that we do is out of our pocket.
Okay.
Oh.
We're not
Okay.
corporate at all.
Oh,
Okay.
you guys are completely.
We pay a royalty fee right off the top. So we go in, put money down with Winmark,
Winmark.
and
okay.
actually purchase the
Purchase.
territory.
The territory
and the use of the name.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. And then we, we had to go out and find a place to rent. We had to go out. We had to do it all.
Oh, okay.
Now
okay.
they'll advise us,
Right.
but we're doing the work and we're putting money in.
Oh, okay.
So all the inventory, all of the fixtures, all of the build out, all of everything. That's the check that Andrea and I wrote.
Oh wow. Okay. Now let me ask, how long did it take before you guys found the store to gain all of your inventory and get all your shelving and
we
all your
we
lighting
took
and
this
everything?
over in May 1st of 2009. We
Did the
had
build
about a
out.
build out that took us about maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks. We start buying our inventory on June 22nd of 09, and then we start selling it right on July 30th of 09.
Okay,
So we wanted to make sure we were open for the back to school,
Okay.
because that's
right.
where our demographic is,
Right.
Mhm.
you know.
Exactly.
So, you know, when setting up the business plan, Winmark kind of gave me a structure.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there's
we
300
figured
other
it
Plato's Closets around the country that,
Right. And they all follow pretty much the same structure.
yeah. And so, in terms of a business plan, you know, what are you guys looking for in terms of a marketing plan, a financial plan, a strategic?
Well,
Um,
we somewhat have our strategic plan down, you know, and we just worked on our financials last week, you know. So just any information that would be viable. Misty had wrote a few questions down. I presume she originally was going to be here, but
yeah. When you were saying, that's one of the questions that we also had about the build out. This is from out here, but how much did you pay to build the store, if you will?
shelving, lighting, and everything. Just a
Approximately.
ballpark if it's even feasible.
If you remember way back then.
Well, I brought some of this stuff.
Okay.
Let's do this one.
Check out our numbers.
Yeah, do you guys have any numbers that you're looking at?
Yeah, we do. You have it. Are you able to pull that?
I believe so, yes.
Because we're our biggest thing is the numbers that we came up with and things of that nature. We want to see how off they are and how more realistic. we
Well,
can
here,
make them.
you can have a look at this. Okay. These are startup costs and categories for listed below. Okay. So, those are the categories from which we had to have a budget set aside for those particular costs.
Okay.
All right. Now, again, our computer costs, we purchased all our computer and the software for our inventory management through our franchise.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And then the franchise fee, fixtures, you know, and signage. I mean, I can ballpark, and this is from memory, this is about 4 years ago now, 3 years ago, whatever. Computer costs are about $20,000. Franchise fees irrelevant to you guys. Fixtures, you know, when you talk about fixtures is probably about 50,000. Signage is about 10,000. Leasehold improvement, you know, to build it out, put all the slat wall in, that's probably about 30. Build out was 25, but the landlord gave me 19,000 back as an incentive to move in. Deposits, you have to make deposits for electrical,
phone.
FPL, you know, so, and even rent. I had my first and last month's rent, so that's probably about 7,000. Supplies, you know, to start up. DE supplies, what?
Just supplies, paper supplies, or
Yeah.
probably 2,000. It's just for bags.
Store security,
receipt,
purchase and
paper.
install, that's a couple thousand. Phone and fax is probably about 1,000. Legal expenses add 3,000. Financing costs, those are irrelevant. Pre-opening advertising was 10,000. Pre-opening labor was about 8,000. Miscellaneous startup was 2,000. Travel for training was 2,000. Used inventory, we opened with 44,000 in used inventory and maybe 1,000 in new inventory. And then working capital, they want you to have, you know, maybe 10 or 20,000 for labor and that sort of stuff.
Now, when you say new inventory, do you all actually sell new?
Jewelry and rings
Just
and
jewelry,
stuff.
okay,
98,
okay.
99% of our stuff is used.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
And the difference between us and anybody else is we pay cash on the spot. So it's not a consignment store, it's not a thrift shop where people just come and donate. In fact, you can see this is some of the stuff that people have left
So now
that we
have
pass
to,
on. We're not going to give anybody any money for that.
Right.
Okay.
In fact, you know, 85% of the stuff that people bring in, we pass on.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I thought
You
it
know,
was. Yeah.
people come in and think that this is just an easy way to get.
This is a job.
This is a
sometimes.
job. They can just, you know, but I only buy stuff I can resell that I think I can
Understand that.
resell.
Understand that.
And now with that segues into the buyback process. Did did Plato establish what you can buy back, or is that all of you?
They've
determining
They
They put parameters.
we go through 2 weeks of training that, you know, again, I have money in there for travel for training. You know, we go up to the corporate
Minnesota.
office and they go through teaching us what the buy process is, you know, what not to buy, what's hot right now,
Okay.
and
That constantly changes.
that constantly
Yeah,
So you
changes.
always
figured
have
that
to-
would-
So you guys go a few times
So-
a year or something, or do you just
No,
do
they
it just
provide
to
us with
co-
updates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha.
They provide us with a spring and summer guide and then a fall winter guide
Oh,
as to
okay.
what the
And then
upcoming
also-
trends are.
Every year they also give us a label guide because every label changes every year.
Right.
And so once the label is older, then you don't take that.
Oh,
anymore.
okay. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So there's a whole gamut of things that you look for.
Yep. We're actually going to be doing one of those, a store like your children's thing.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, it
So-
seems like this would be a great market for it. You
Yeah.
know, there's nothing really of the sort of an upscale, you know.
Yeah, that's when Misty called. She's like, you know, I'm like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
why am I going to tell you what I'm going to be doing?
Uh-huh.
But,
Exactly.
you know, but they, you know, it's, we've already been in talks with Winmark, and they have a concept.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're talking about. So,
How many pieces of inventory did you guys start with?
0.
Yeah, you started with 0. I mean, when you
When you
opened.
when for the
To
sale.
sale.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6
We
weeks.
had about 44,000 was that cost of
Okay,
inventory.
44,000.
Right now we have about 75,000
Mm,
in inventory,
yeah.
and then we try and turn it 4.5 times a year.
Okay.
Turn it 4.5 times a year. Okay, that's a little quicker than we were expecting on ours, actually. And can you tell us like a little more about the buyback process, like percentage-wise? You know, say. If
Well, I mean,
something's
you can come in off the street, and I tell people we mark our items at 50 to 70% off of what it sells for new,
Okay.
and we offer people about a third of what we can sell it for.
Okay.
So a shirt that costs $30 at the mall,
Mhm.
if it's in absolutely great condition,
We're gonna sell
I
for
might sell for
15.
15,
Okay.
and I'll
Yeah.
give the person 5.
Okay.
So a
That's fair.
$30 shirt you get $5 for.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not wearing it anymore,
Right. Exactly.
gathering
Yeah.
dust.
It's beaten, sitting in your closet
you know,
all day.
we have people come in and bring a bunch of clothes in and walk away with $200.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine
You know,
that.
and now they might have cost them $800, but
Mhm.
At least they're getting something.
At least they're
back.
getting
At least
something.
they're getting something. They're not
and then they
doing
turn
it,
around and replenish their inventory with something that
with
costs
what you guys do.
significantly less than what they were going to. So
Yeah.
that's how we have such a strong repeat following. is-
Now, how do you train your employees? Do they have to undergo the Plato's training for the buyback process as well?
Yep, there's a buy training
Guide.
process, and that a thick guide that they have to take a test out of before. I mean, they're spending my money,
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
so I want to make sure they know what I want to buy before I let them spend my money.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, we have experienced staff oversee what they're doing. They'll watch Andrea do a buy,
Mhm.
say, okay, now it's your turn, you do it. And she'll say, we don't want that. See how this
Okay.
has been altered, or this is a tear in it, or this has a
Mhm,
stain on it.
Stain or buttons
And,
missing.
or she'll say, why did you pass on that? This is something that people buy from us. Go ahead and buy that type of. And so once they pass that, then we, you know, oversee them for a while, and as long as they're getting it on their own, then we'll let them go on their own.
But there's ongoing training that you have to do with your staff because
Right. Yeah.
styles
It's a steady
change
process.
all the
I'm
time.
sure.
Inventories change, you know,
Mhm.
it's
Some
winter
things
time.
will be selling right now, like this is a hot item right now. Ed Hardy would be hot,
Right. Ed Hardy would be.
but now it's not for our
Yeah.
teen market.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
Okay.
geared towards more of a older demographic now. So
Is-
that's something we were taking, and now it's something that we wouldn't take now.
Is there any kind of cutoff at their like limit? We can buy this for 15, but if it's say $25 or $30, we need manager approval, or do you just give them the full spectrum?
There's really nothing in our store that we sell for more than $50 or $70.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Gotcha. Yeah,
you
so
know,
the
and then
cutoff is relatively-
we watch what they're buying through inventory reports, and if somebody's outside of the range of
Fine.
Mhm.
norm of the
Right.
norm,
Okay.
we have a look at it and say, why are you outside of the norm? And if
Okay.
there's a particular buy, like somebody came in with a bunch of True Religion that's, you know, retail for $400 or $500 for a pair of jeans, and
Mhm.
it's good quality, and we're like, oh, okay. But if it's not, then
Right.
there better be a good explanation for it.
So they have daily reports that they have to fill out?
No, the computer just does it
The
automatically.
computer. Oh,
It
okay,
generates
that's-
it.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever somebody goes
Does
onto
a
the
buy.
computer system to do a buy or a sale, they log in and
tracks it.
log off.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they'll track this employee, the activity of this employee.
Now, when they input it, do they input it by like brand, size, and everything like that? Okay, so I figured that. And what system is that?
That's proprietary software that
Oh, is
Win
it?
works on.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome.
Um, So you said the estimated cost of initial inventory was 44,000.
Yeah,
When you
about
first
seven.
That's what we started with, yeah.
Sorry, now, how did you advertise that? Because you got that from buying calls from customers, correct?
Mhm.
So how did you go about advertising that you all were taking that? to
Just
retail?
radio and TV.
Just radio.
And
You
then-
know, Plato's Closet has a national
Right.
advertising, you know, company that produces all the commercials.
So for the
So-
first 8 weeks, were you guys just open buying things?
Just
Open to buy
buying.
only.
Open
Yeah.
to buy only. Okay, that's what we figured. Okay, awesome. What else? We got the estimated costs, estimated quantities, and the hose. And we got that. And we got your cost of the leasehold improvements. Now,
Now, how are you staffed?
Just
one person,
seasonally.
2 person.
Seasonally.
Seasonally, it depends, you know.
Okay.
During our busier seasons, Christmas and back to school, we beef up, and then in our slower times, we run skeleton staff, so.
Your slower times is average 1, then, and your seasonal is average 3, 4, possibly.
It's just
No,
up and down.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have more than one staff here.
Right.
I mean,
I wasn't sure if you guys were here as well all the time. Okay.
we used to be.
Okay, I got you. It must be working out good then. If you're not, then.
Yeah, you just kind of have to see what your trend is and,
Mhm.
you know, see how many
Okay.
staff you need.
Now, as far as payroll, is it pretty standard as far as?
It's a percentage of our sales,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Not an hourly, it's percentage. For the
I mean, it's
employees?
hourly,
Yeah,
but
no,
it,
okay.
the way
Right.
that we beef up our staff is dependent on what our expected sales volume is gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So that payroll amount is a percentage of the sales amount.
Okay.
And then you
that's
divide it
how
by
you-
however many payroll people you have and
Okay.
how many hours per day and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So we have a pretty good estimation of what our sales are gonna be based off of Winmark's history
Mm-hmm.
and our previous sales experience.
Okay.
So the last 3 years on June 15th, here's what we sold.
Right. Exactly.
Probability is there's gonna be a percentage increase.
Mhm.
We'll base that, and then that's what we base what our hourly is gonna be for that day or that week or whatever.
Awesome.
So your total staff right now, you staff about how many?
I think right now we currently have maybe 14
14.
on staff.
Okay. Not, is everyone part-time?
Yeah.
Everyone's part-time? Including, I guess you're the only manager, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what we're actually looking for a manager. So
And would that person be full-time or part-time?
They'd be full-time.
Full-time.
And anything you guys could think of? I guess
No.
we just have our short list of
I
questions.
do you have a number for what's her name, Misty?
Misty, do you have it with you?
No.
Okay.
Get back to some to talk to her again.
Yeah,
She said she might be interested in the position.
I'll say this, like on the record, she loves this story.
Yeah, she does.
What's her number?
Give me a second.
I think I had it in here, but
Yeah, you guys pretty much had all the questions and covered your bases, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this is it's so different
Yep.
from any other
Great.
retail that
Exactly.
it's hard to
Mhm.
say
08.
this for
Exactly.
that. because
Nothing's
we're
really set in stone.
constantly
There's so many
changing.
variables.
846-846-0898.
And so that's what
Yeah.
my staff will be like, you told me to
Mr.
buy that. And
Strummer
I'm like,
is
we
That
don't
was-
need any more of
Right,
that. You
yeah,
know?
we have
so,
we have 7 of them now,
Yeah.
or what have you.
Now, there was one question you were mentioning about the example with Ed Hardy and how he might be in the season and then, tomorrow he's out. So what do you do with the inventory that you already have of Ed Hardy when that season for him is out? And
well,
it's
we'll
not
try
really
to sell
moving?
it still, but then we have a clearance twice a year.
Okay.
We
And
mark it
sometimes
down
we have
first.
to have more
Mhm.
clearance. We mark it down 50%, and then we do a price point markdown. So once that doesn't sell and it doesn't go through our clearance, then we take out inventory.
Okay.
I mean, because it's just
Right. It's just,
Mhm.
it's just costing you money
Right,
sitting on the
to sit
floor
on.
when you could buy something else,
Right.
True.
and it might
Okay.
sell.
And one more question. You said you guys, you do you buy from people only, and you said that, they sometimes possibly people think it is like a thrift store and drop things off to you guys as well. Leave it on the front door or anything?
No.
No,
No,
good,
no,
good,
no.
good. I'm glad.
No.
Okay.
With this stuff is people who brought it in, we've sorted through it and said we don't want to buy this, and then they don't come back.
Okay, so when they don't come back, do you guys like give it to a
Oh,
charity
okay.
for a
That's
tax
exactly what we
write-off?
do.
We give it
Okay.
to there's a lot of homeless kids
Yeah,
in
there
our school
sure are.
systems,
Mhm.
so we take it to
The different schools.
different schools around the area that we know will give it to
We'll
children.
give it directly to kids.
We'll give it directly to the kids.
Okay, and do you guys do like some sort of an inventory on what you give away as a tax write-off?
None of this is in our inventory.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
I
okay.
gotcha.
But if we did have something in inventory,
Mhm.
we'd take it out of our system,
Right.
but we still give it to the kids.
Oh,
If
okay.
we can't sell it.
Right, yeah, if you can't
Now-
sell it.
When you buy back, the only thing that you give is cash. You don't give
So you guys give,
credit
like, a
or
store
anything?
credit or
We
anything?
do. We can do a
We
store
can,
credit.
If that's what, if people
That's what's
want to trade it
preferred.
out, then
Right. Do
they,
you guys,
they don't have to pay sales tax on the trade.
okay, that's the
Oh, okay,
incentive.
that's-
Okay, gotcha.
So-
We were thinking modeling like if you were to buy back in our store, 5 to 7% off, which is around, which is right at the sales tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. We're basically right on the right thing.
Now you say they left it. They just said we don't want to take it home.
They
with
did
us."
what we did. They just drop it off, look at it, see what you want, right? And if you want anything, take it out, and everything else, give it
Well,
back.
sometimes we'll give it back to them, and then they'll,
Say,
Drop it.
Drop
They'll
it.
say,
Uh-huh.
you know what, I can't take it right now.
can I come back?
Can I come back
Yeah.
tomorrow?
And
we're
Because I
like-
don't have my car.
If you must, right.
Yeah.
Because
I
they're
mean, you
going
kinda
to
have
take it to
to.
Goodwill anyway.
Right.
Now it saves them a trip to Goodwill.
Right.
And
I
now we'll
understand
take
that.
it to.
And so that's why we'll give it directly to the schools.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Alright.
it.
And
Yeah,
if
nice
you
to
guys-
meet you
Nice
as
to
well.
meet you too.
If you guys know of any
Nice to meet you.
of your fellow students who you think might